Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, Rendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, notify bell next to it to make sure you always get your new Going In Raw notifications. I just got a notification myself from a new patron, Larson. Ooh. We have a variety of reward tiers. Starting from $1, you'd be stunned at $1 does for Going In Raw. It's a huge way to support Going In Raw. We got a couple new patrons here, and I'll read their names because at $1 and up, you get a shout out. Eric Fancher, Jay Colt, Josh W., and hello there.
Hello there.
About 4 minutes ago, we got a patron named Hello There.
Hello there.
So,
thank you. Hello there.
What a weird Raw last night, Larson.
Yeah, you can say that again.
That was weird. That was weird.
It was an interesting show. Some good, some bad.
Main event was
weird.
Main event was really, besides the finish, the main event was great.
I didn't mind the finish so much.
That was the match that they should have had.
Exactly. Yeah. Initially, yes, that is the exact match they should have had at a
TLC. That's the one.
Falls Count
TLC.
Anywhere, other than the snooze fest they did have. I didn't even mind the finish because it moves on.
Yeah,
we're
true.
done with Seth and Dean for now. We've moved on from that.
With a very satisfying match.
Yeah, it's fine. Moved on. That's fine.
That's
That's what needed to happen. Move on.
Just move on.
The beginning was chaotic. It was messy, but I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I like that.
It was all over the place.
Yeah.
Then in between, there was good stuff, bad stuff,
I'm
and
sorry,
weird
man,
stuff.
but anytime I'm kind of looking forward to Botchamania to see what Matthew does with that Braun promo.
Oh, yeah. Because
what was that?
I mean, at the least Braun forgot his lines.
There was some weird. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, Hulk Hogan returned.
Yeah.
In a segment that, I mean, look, man, I kind of don't, until he says, hey, I'm sorry for the words I said. I was wrong. And not, hey, I'm sorry I got caught. I'm going to have an issue seeing Hulk Hogan on my TV screen.
Agreed.
That's just me. I think it's you too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of friendos out there. Some friendos don't feel that way. That's fine. That's fine. But for me personally, that being said, given what we had, I'll put it this way. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being really, really bad, like, totally exploitative, and 1 being as respectful as you could be in this situation, I'd give it like a 3. I'd give it like a 3.
Yeah, it seemed heartfelt.
It did. He seems just like a kind of a sad old man who the only thing he lives for is what he got last night.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm hard pressed to give the dude sympathy because, as much as he's given to WWE, he's gained a lot out of that.
Yeah.
He's gained a lot out of that. And but he it's whenever you just see like an old man who just obviously, look, you can give him all the money in the world, but if he doesn't have that spotlight, and that spotlight was very publicly taken away from him for a very long time.
Yeah, and that's what he probably craves more than anything else.
That's his lifeblood.
Yep.
Like, I feel like he has had his punishment, but for God, just apologize. We talked about this ages ago in terms of what would it take for it to be cool again with him. And we said that, first off, like an interview on the network, like the JBL Legends
do the
thing.
JBL thing, be contrite, apologize, say
And show us some understanding.
I understand, and I've learned.
Yeah.
I've worked to improve myself. But we haven't gotten any of that.
No, we haven't gotten any of that.
The WWE decided to use that as a cautionary tale for not being, or for being aware that you're going to be filmed all the time.
Yeah,
or something
you're
like
in
that,
the, you're in the,
which is not the lesson to be gleaned from
you're in
this.
the camera phone era. But that being said, like if you remove that from it, if you can somehow, he did seem pretty heartfelt, and he was using his shoot voice for a bunch of it, and then he launched into a thing. We'll talk about that in a second. The entire affair was a bit on the weird side, but that whole Raw was just weird. Like you said, some good, some bad, and a lot of weird. So, yeah. But anyways, let's dive right into it.
Before we get into Raw,
yeah, sure.
Apparently Lacey Evans and EC3 had matches before Raw. last night. Initially, it was they said reports were that it was going to be for main event, but apparently that's not the case.
Oh, they're just dark matches.
Yeah,
just to get them in front of the crowd.
They're in Orlando, where NXT is at.
Yeah, man.
It's like if any have EC3 debut in Orlando, at least half that audience either see him on NXT or in Impact.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's the loudest pop he's going to get.
Hold on a second. Impact. Those people are back. They're tourists. They're all back in their homes across the country.
No, like before they did that.
Oh, gotcha.
Before it was just tourists at Universal.
No, I feel you totally.
If you're ever going to have an opportunity for someone to make a debut and get a good reaction, an NXT call-up, it's in Orlando.
I kind of understood it for Lacey Evans. She hasn't been on a takeover, and so I kind of see, okay, let's put her out there in front of a big crowd like this.
That I agree.
Just to acclimate her. EC3 is a pro. He's been there he's been in front of the big crowds. He's been in takeovers. He's been, Impact at one time drew decent numbers.
Yeah.
He's a pro. He doesn't need to be doing dark matches.
No.
And here's the thing, dude. You know why you're so right about that? Is that when we came to, when they faded up or whatever they did, whenever we our first shot on Raw, what was the crowd chanting? They were chanting EC3.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah. When we came on, I was like, because somebody had tweeted at us saying, "Oh my God, EC3's here," and I was like, "Oh, are they going to do something like in the middle of action and EC3 is there and we're getting our call up now?" The crowd was chanting EC3 already.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it's an opportunity to right away put him in a good situation. You can make a star immediately.
I know.
Immediately.
I love how they used to do that, man. How they used
man.
to like make really dramatic debuts.
Imagine this, an opening segment. And granted, I wasn't fit involved in that 6-man tag match. What if EC3 had come out?
Mm-hmm.
To help.
Oh, I know.
Cena and Seth.
I am the
That'd been
top,
massive for him.
top 1%.
And we got a huge pop because they're in Orlando.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Missed opportunity. That's what WWE seems to be all about these days.
Yeah, man. Anyways, it kicked off with leader of C Nation. Is that right?
Well,
that's
we
right,
got
the brawl.
Seth and Bobby Lashley brawling backstage, and then they took their brawl to the ramp. There's a brawl all over the place. People trying to break him up. Mm-hmm. Seth jumps off the ramp onto Bobby, and then Bobby throws him back on the ramp. Eventually, they get it broken up enough for John Cena to come down the ring and drop a promo. He says he doesn't want to be left out of WrestleMania like he kind of was last year, kind of. So he's entering the Rumble.
Doesn't want to buy one of those tickets, man. They're so
I guess
pricey.
he's got clearance to leave his movie set for a couple days to go to Phoenix.
Yeah.
From Vancouver to Phoenix. I think I read that he was filming in Vancouver, so that's not that bad of a flight. To Phoenix to be in the Rumble.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good.
Because he wants to punch his ticket to WrestleMania by winning the Rumble. Out comes Drew. He says,
"Oh,
feast
I'm gonna feast my eyes
on you, John Cena. People say you're the greatest of all time. I agree with that. But now I'm coming after you. I've already beat down a bunch of legends here." Then he mentioned Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
But he did mention
Just
Kurt Angle.
ask the Shield.
The Shield.
I dismantled them.
He said Dolph, and then he mentioned Kurt Angle, said he embarrassed him. And Cena says, "Come on down. Let's throw down."
Cena does it. Somebody needs to throw this back at Cena, because Cena's go-to these days is, every time I come back, you guys say the exact same thing. I've heard it over and over again. What makes you different? Somebody needs to throw that back at Cena.
Say every time you come back, you say the exact same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Try some new material.
So Drew said, you know what I loved about this though is, and it's just a credit to flipping Drew McIntyre, who's just king,
he's
top notch. He's great.
Best.
I think Drew understood that when you're in there with Cena, you need to be at the top of your game. So there did seem to be an extra little spark to what he was doing. Like when he shouted at Cena for him to look at him, look at me.
Yeah.
That seemed improv.
Yeah. Drew's great at that stuff.
Because he understood that Cena was going to come back with that, and he did need to be different. He did need to do something.
Well, that's what Drew said.
Out.
That's what Drew said. He's like, the difference between me and all them is that I'm not all talk.
Yeah.
And then he starts marching down the ring. They're about to fight. Out comes Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley. Leo's like, Seth is out of control. Someone needs to stop him. This Raw is canceled until somebody does something about Seth. Cue Seth running from backstage, laying out Lashley from behind. Ambrose teleports from somewhere. He joins in. They're all brawling on the ramp towards the ring. Finn comes out. So we have 6 men now involved in this brawl. He hits a plancha onto everybody. go to commercial, come back. We all know what we're getting.
6-man tag match.
Correct. And that's what we got. It was long. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it was good. I thought when I saw this, I was like, oh, this is the kind of fun stuff that we get on SmackDown.
Yes.
You know? It's like when you throw out the term 6-man tag match, you don't immediately think, oh, this is great. But if it's done right and if it's fun, then it's fun, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And this was fun.
And Cena's out there. I like Cena.
Yeah.
I don't like Cena. And I feel like he got his hair a little bit better this time. He did what I was doing. Just comb it down. Just find a part, comb it down.
Yeah, but when he starts wrestling and it starts kind of like sticking up in the thinning.
It was way better than it was on SmackDown.
And that thinning spot is just there for everybody to see.
Yeah, dude. Look, I'm just saying that if he's going to be going this route, you know.
Didn't Randy Orton get something done with his hair? Isn't that what you heard?
Oh, like the plugs?
Something,
like
I don't know.
The
transplant?
Transplant?
Maybe.
Yeah. I
don't know. He should talk to Randy about that.
Cena seems like he just doesn't care about that.
No, I know he doesn't.
That's one of the things that I love about him.
No,
is that
same here.
Honestly, he's just out there for everybody to see. He's like, this is John Cena. I'm like the most successful person ever.
Talk, you know.
Well, you're not out there in the ring, man.
But still.
Look at that. Oh, I've been able to cover it up okay.
I just keep my hair short, so it's not as noticeable.
Yeah, I can't do that. I need to grow my hair out long again, man. I really don't like the haircut, to be honest with you.
Bummer, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
Anyways.
It sucks.
It sucks.
What would Alvarez say about my hair, Larson?
It sucks. So Finn hits coup de grace, and then as soon as he pops up to turn around and go for the pin, Drew just nails him with the Claymore.
Yeah, that was good.
The timing on that was perfect.
Super short Claymore, too.
Finish saw Seth reverse a Dirty Deeds into a stomp, and he pins Ambrose for the win.
Even Ambrose, dude, he had more spring in his step.
He did.
Like, he was having a bit more fun.
I mean, the promo last night wasn't great, but yeah, everything else seemed like...
I like the line about 6-man tags aren't my thing.
Oh, yeah.
Can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Something like that. That
was a bit more fitting into what his character's supposed to be.
It was, yeah.
And as soon as the match ended, on the Titantron, we see Triple H with a cup of coffee, chatting it up with Sasha and Bayley.
That was weird.
Transition instantly. Think of transition. Hard cut from good stuff to weird.
What possible motivation? Who's sitting in the writer's room and they say, okay, now Seth, we need to get Seth from that match. By the way, Seth, I mean, dude, he's the MVP of WWE.
Oh, yeah,
right
yeah.
But, like, he was so good in that 6-man tag match, and that main event was so good. Dude, you can just watch him all day long.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay, so here's the pitch. We need to transition. We're done with the 6-man tag match. Faces stand tall. They're all in the Rumble. Seth then has to find Triple H to set up the last man standing match. Go. What do we do? How do we get there?
Well, that's easy. You have Seth win. He walks backstage looking for Triple H. Triple H is talking to Sasha and Bayley. He says, Triple H, you see what he did? No, I was talking. Slap coffee out of hand.
Yeah.
Get in his face. Proceed as is written.
So Seth knows, as do we all, that the McMahons are now in charge. We all kind of know because we've seen on TV before where the people in charge are positioned.
Yes.
You just go back to what they call the gorilla position.
Yes.
Which is insider terminology for just the little production area right in front of the entrance.
Yes.
They're all there. The McMahon's with his little helmet, his little headphones on, and he's telling people what to say and what to do, and he's micromanaging everything.
Yes.
So, like, he knows where Triple H is going to be. Why do we have to see him
here's the
on
thing.
the Tron?
I get the idea of
socializing.
The idea of the Tron is that Triple H isn't paying attention. He isn't watching Seth. So if he was sitting at Gorilla, he would have to be paying attention.
I wish
so
that
instead,
Triple H,
he's fraternizing with the wrestlers.
Yeah, I wish he would have. Triple H would have said, "Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Were you good?"
That's what it should have been. Yeah. That's what it should have been. I understand in this case they were trying a show don't tell type thing, but it doesn't work. There's some weird omniscient camera operator.
Right, that's what I told you.
Who's like, okay, let's cut to Triple H talking to Sasha and Bayley backstage. It doesn't make sense logically speaking. So Seth, after the match, like go to commercial, come back. Seth is backstage looking for Triple H, finds him. He's talking to Sasha and Bayley. So what did you think? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Did you not see the match? No. Slap coffee out of hand. And then proceed as is written.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
just dominated that thing. I just blah, 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 blah. And then fine, you get your match.
Yeah.
Like that. But yeah, like you said, there's some weird God figure that's like roll the Tron to show what, like, that's not the point of the Tron, man.
No.
It's not just to show random, like what, some of Raw last night felt like some sort of weird dream. Like, think about some of the stuff. Like Seth Rollins, it's like Seth Rollins' literal dream. Like he wakes up, man, I had this dream that we had in a 6-man tag match, and then all of a sudden on the Tron, I see Triple H and he's not paying attention. He's having coffee with Sasha and Bailey.
Yeah.
So I go back there, and then later on, Ronda starts talking about some hero of the women's division. I'm like, who is she talking about? She starts talking about Sasha, somebody who hasn't really been relevant in like 3 years. Like that was weird.
Well, she said
too.
unsung hero.
It's so weird.
So
she was playing her up. I was like, who the hell is she talking about?
I knew in advance who it was, so I knew who she was.
Well, I saw
about.
the spoiler, but
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, is she seriously talking about Sasha right now? I am so confused.
Instead of unsung, I mean, I guess it's kind of not exactly completely synonymous, but instead of unsung hero, she has been underutilized, something like that.
But man,
Yeah.
she was boosting her bona fides like she was.
she's really putting her over.
That was really weird.
Anyway, so Seth goes backstage, hits coffee from Triple H's hand, says he wants a match with Dean tonight for the Intercontinental title. Triple H says, all right, fine, you got it, but it's Falls Count anywhere. And Seth seems into that. Next, quick shot of Hogan backstage walking towards gorilla position.
And of course, he had on a very, very sort of, very fitting, very appropriate to the situation, a nice black suit.
He had a shirt that said Mean Genomania.
His black do-rag.
Mean Genomania.
Yeah, dude, he was just as red and yellow as you
But
could
he wasn't
possibly
wearing
be.
his own merch, at least.
Yeah, there was that. I kind of wonder if that was just a misstep on WWE's part, putting that out on Twitter. You know? Like, dude, we know we can get his merchandise. We understand that.
Yeah.
Because that just was tacky.
It was tacky.
But you're right, he wasn't wearing his merch. So that's good.
So we cut the commercial, come back, 10-bell salute for Mean Gene.
That was nice.
That was. And then Hogan came to the ring. And
He did. I think the only line he said is, "Let me tell you something, Mean Gene."
the beginning, he said, well, let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
And then he dropped the kayfabe
Yeah.
voice and said, I came out here.
Took off his sunglasses.
Yeah, I came out here in character because that's what Mean Gene would have wanted. Mean Gene was an entertainer. He had nothing he loved more than entertaining all of you. So let's take a look at his career, essentially.
Yeah.
And there was a really good Mean Gene retrospective.
Oh, it was really
great.
good. It was really good. I thought like I said earlier, I thought he did come off as heartfelt. He did the weight of the moment. I think of him being out there also really sort of was emotional for him. Just
Probably.
how much he messed up and how much he lost. Again, it'd be nice to hear that vocalized from him, but whatever. I'm not going to harp on it too much. So yeah, it was a really, really nice Mean Gene retrospective. And honestly, man, tell me this didn't. I sort of mentioned this yesterday. I forget if it was on camera or off camera. I think it was on camera. But like, how much does that just make you miss the personality aspect of that role?
Oh, immensely.
The backstage interviewer.
Immensely.
Like, he was obviously such one of the characters. And that's one thing everybody said. And I mean, you and I have both said that in terms of like, he was the voice of wrestling for our childhood.
Yeah.
But he was just, I mean, Mean Gene was right up there with Hogan,
Yeah,
Andre,
yeah.
Piper, all those guys.
I mean, he was just
a crucial
involved.
part.
Yeah, just involved in fleshing out the characters, not just of the wrestlers, but himself and other announcers and such.
Yeah.
We don't see skits and vignettes these days with announcers or interviewers in them like we had that stuff with him and Heenan.
Like,
We
the
don't
last
see
thing
that
I
now.
can kind of think of with that was like JR and Stone Cold. Like, they really acknowledged their friendship, and then Jim Ross would get involved in stuff. And it wasn't nearly to the degree that we saw with Mean Gene. But, man, it would be so nice. They just seem to be grooming. Like, the funny thing is, we've seen stuff with, for example, Mike Rome.
Yeah.
On,
With Jericho.
With Jericho, and even just on their .coms. Like, he had some storyline on, like, their YouTube channel where he has, like, a crush on Alexa Bliss. And like,
Oh, yeah.
and that's really cute stuff.
Yeah.
And I wish they would bring more of that on like the straight up TV.
Yeah.
And do that for all their personalities. Like, find people with personality, you know?
Now, these days, the interviewers ask questions and then just hold the microphone in front of the
Like, I
wrestler
feel
pretty
like
much.
NXT UK might do that because they start to broach that a little bit with what's his name? Razdy?
something. Yeah.
Razdy? I don't know. I feel like they're trying to broach that a little bit.
Yeah,
with
he's
him.
got a bit more personality than
He does.
than
That
just-
dude's he's like a little ball of charisma.
Yeah, he is.
He just, man, he's got a very unique look, and he's just, you can tell there's more going on there.
So the retrospective ended. Hogan then dropped a promo, and he put his kayfabe voice back on and says, well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. You're up there. with the Angels, and mentioned the tag match between Macho Man, the Warrior versus.
That felt a bit improv, didn't it?
It could have been.
I think so, because I honestly think he was sort of grabbing at a little bit more time than he had, because he was like, "You guys want to hear some more?" Because I think people were chanting Mean Gene, and then he got the feeling that they wanted to see a little bit more Hogan, and he pointed at a guy in a Hulkamania shirt. Apparently, he said, "You wearing the Hulkamaniac shirt, brother? What do you want to see?"
Yeah,
and then it felt improv.
Yeah, maybe
what he said.
Maybe.
And it was pretty charming. It was pretty cute. He's talking about like all the dead wrestlers up there in heaven.
It was Macho Man and Warrior versus Piper and Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, he was
Andre,
talking about,
a special guest ref.
He's talking about Mean Gene lifting weights, getting swole. He says, but the only people you can hit on are Mae Young and
Moolah.
And Moolah. I don't know. It was pretty cute. You know, still would like an apology. After that, we had a lumberjack match. Rude and Gable versus the Revival. Obviously, we all saw it on their trunks. Hashtag FTR. That was pretty interesting. What do you think that means, man?
It's Forever the Revival when they put it on their stuff.
It's what?
Forever the Revival. That's they put that on Twitter.
Yeah, but then the Young Bucks sort of commandeered it.
Well, no, I think
to be F the Revival.
I think Revival commandeered it after the Young Bucks started doing F the Revival.
Okay, so did the Young Bucks do it first?
I believe so.
Okay, I don't know, man. I think that was
I don't know what the exact timeline is.
That was an SOS right there. That's what they should have on their pants. Yeah, SOS.
I know. They should have AEW on their trunks.
I think that's basically what they did. So they had
a promo. Scott Dawson is like one of the best voices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
like
does.
how he carries himself is great. When he's walking down the ring and kind of all.
He's so like old school Southern.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's great.
So I really don't understand why this is a lumberjack match in terms of determining the right person getting pinned. Like I said yesterday, I think to make the tornado tag match, so whoever's pinned is a legal man.
Yeah,
it avoids any confusion in that respect, at least.
Yeah, and here's the thing again. The Lumberjacks, they were able to affect this match in the end. Nothing. In no way. Because it was, again, just lousy refereeing.
Yeah.
Why do they just get stuck with lousy refs?
I know. This is twice now.
The Lumberjacks aren't going to help that.
No. Although...
they wanted to.
Although Connor and Victor from the Ascension tried to point out the obvious injustice as it was happening.
Victor especially. Or no.
Connor.
Well, Rick...
Both of them were there, yeah. And they were both, hey... foot's under the rope. Anyway, so Dawson rolls up Gable. Bob Roode's on the outside. Well, I don't know why the Lumberjacks didn't throw him back in. I guess he wasn't the legal man. And he pushes Dawson over. So Gable now has the roll up. Dawson gets his foot on the rope. Ref doesn't see it. He gets pinned. And, of course, understandably, he's upset, saying, hey, my foot was on the rope, ref. Pay attention.
Hell of a match, though. I do appreciate it. I don't know if they're just sort of giving them more time or like directing them, hey, do some really cool tag team stuff.
I kind of feel like, because, and granted, 2 matches isn't a huge sample size, but this, or the last couple Revival Rude Gable matches, and then Seth busted out a couple new things.
Yeah, he did.
That little short moonsault off the second turnbuckle.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him do that in a while.
No, it feels like things are being freed up a little bit. In terms
of the
wrestling,
bit, yeah.
Here and there. Next up, we had an Elias promo. And he declared that he is in the Rumble.
Correct.
Yeah. And then he was about to do some singing, but he was interrupted by, hey.
Ooh.
God, Baron had a line here that made me laugh. I forget what it was, but it made me laugh. Anyways, he was interrupted by Baron Corbin. He said, I'm in the Rumble too. Except the difference is I'm going to win Rumble. Hey, you're not going to win Rumble. And then I'm going to go to WrestleMania. Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that
led to a match, as advertised.
Yeah.
Finish saw Baron push Elias towards the ref. Elias put on the brakes. Turns around, eats a punch, gets thrown to the ring post. Dong.
Baron wins with end of days.
It's an end of days. Yeah,
man. So Baron is best.
Yeah. So then Dean Ambrose has his promo. And they had the six man tag match line was kind of funny. But
wasn't huge on that.
Don't trust anybody.
Don't trust anybody. Can't rely on those other guys.
But yeah, I'm not sure he's still entirely hitting the marks as he should.
Well, there's still not a whole lot of motivation there.
No, there's not.
Like, I'm not sure why he refers to Seth Rollins as like a unhinged maniac or whatever.
And why he refers to himself as a moral compass. I still don't understand that exactly.
Yeah. I don't really. That was wonky.
All right, then there's this Braun promo thing.
This is hilarious.
So he walks down the
Oh my
ring,
God,
grabs
this
the
is
mic,
so bad.
and then instantly hands it back to the ring announcer and takes off his shirt. He just wants to fight. That's the implication.
Yeah.
But no, like, on the mic or otherwise, Brock, get down here.
Right.
Nothing. Is this a situation where they literally gave him the script for this right before he came out?
So, I think So here's the thing: Raw last night did come off like they're trying. They just don't really know. They don't really know what to do.
No, they don't. They don't.
But they are trying. So I can honestly give them effort points because I feel like they're kind of trying. And maybe that was the case. Maybe it was a matter of you're going out there. You're about to go out now. Here's your script. I learned the other script. No, this is your script now.
This is script now.
Yeah, this is script now. Maybe that's the case. It's like he's not out there. And then I feel like dude, it was bad.
But even just the start of it, where he walks out, grabs the mic, and does, mic back, shirt off. But at least talking to the mic's like, I don't want to talk, let's fight. Brock, get out here.
Yeah.
Without saying something, it just seemed awkward.
Yeah.
And so Heyman and Brock show up on the Titantron. Heyman's talking, and then they go to a split screen shot. And rather than Strowman looking at the Titantron, he stares at the camera in front of him.
Yeah, bad move.
He's not supposed to be listening or talking to us. He's supposed to be responding to Heyman.
Right.
Now I understand why Heyman and Brock are staring at camera, because that camera is the perspective that Braun's going to see on the Titantron.
They wouldn't
so
they're not looking at a monitor or anything.
No, they should be looking at camera. Braun should be looking at the Tron, not the camera.
I mean, look.
This isn't a double sit-down interview.
I agree. Playing devil's advocate. And I've already said this segment was hilariously bad because it was funny. I was laughing, dude. I was laughing. Playing devil's advocate. Braun understands, and we all understand TV production. If you want to address them face-to-face, you look at the camera. I could see the logic in that. Just playing devil's advocate. I agree with you. It was wonky. It looked weird. I kind of understand that. The rest of it, the actual interaction, was so bizarrely awkward.
It was only amplified because it was split screen. If you cut back and forth, at least half that awkwardness and the stumbles you could hide.
Yeah, true.
With cutting. Yeah. But there was all sorts of awkward pauses in that one part where Braun obviously forgot his line, so he was mouthing words to himself and almost nodded when he found his place. Yeah. I mean, it's incredibly hard, I'd imagine, to go out there,
dude,
and try to memorize lines and then do it, like recite them effectively as if you're, or give a performance based on, especially when you probably got them 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, dude,
it's tough.
It is. But we're talking about what we were given last night.
Yes.
That's what we do. I understand it's tough, man. That's got to be That's got to be harder than a match.
Mm-hmm.
Is going out there and memorizing these lines you just got the script for.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in this awkward position of like you're staring at a camera and he's not getting any response from them. Like, they're just sitting there. They're just standing there. Brock has, like, a weird smile on his face. And, like, Braun's saying things like, hey, number one, I hate the term Beastie Boy. It's so so cringy.
I know.
Hey, Beastie Boy, you don't you're hiding behind your advocate. Why don't you come and get these hands? And then Paul Heyman says, you're standing in front of me. He's not hiding.
I know. And then Braun says something like,
he says, does your advocate's ass get jealous of his mouth?
Because all the crap that comes out of it.
Because all I hear is blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, when I go dookie, it doesn't say blah, blah, blah. It goes like that. That would have actually been funny if he got in the mic and said that line, but then followed, all I hear is because fart sounds are funny.
They are.
So, and that was a terrible line. Brock laughed at that. I don't know if that was like laughing at how bad
there
it was.
There was a spot time, too, where Heyman was done talking. The camera kind of panned over to Brock and took a couple steps closer, like he was going to say something. He just did this.
Yeah. And then at some point, he was doing this. Brock was sort of looking up, like obviously listening for what Braun was saying. And then he said, is that it? That's all he's got? That's all he got? That's all he got? And then Braun waited about 5 seconds, started moving his lips, not in agreement with himself that he found his words, started talking some more. and then Brock was like, all right, well, let's go out. Let's just go out there. And Heyman was like, no, let's go this way. We're going to leave. And then he's like, no, let's go. He's like, yeah, I got paid probably $1 million to do this. I might as well go out and earn my paycheck.
So he goes out to the ring. And Heyman's like, no, we're going to go out this way, right? And then Brock says, no, we'll go out to the ring.
Yeah.
So he walks down the ring. He walks to the right to where the ring is, does a lap around, then walks back up the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good segment.
Yeah.
Not a good segment at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it's not looking that injury, none of it's looking good for Braun. I have zero. They could have booked this in a way that would have had me kind of believing, like, even, we pay attention to the rumors on these internet and the dirt sheets looking at like Seth versus Brock for the Universal title at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. We understand that, but there's totally a way that they could have booked this build to make me question that stuff that I read online, which half the time is fake anyways.
Yeah.
They could have booked this to make me think, man, they might be rolling with Braun here. They might actually go with Braun at the Rumble. But, ooh, no, not even close.
No.
You don't do a promo like this thinking that dude's going to win.
No.
So, but I was laughing. I was dying laughing. Anyways, yeah, Brock heads up to the ring.
Then turns around and walks away.
Yeah, he walks away.
Next, we get a Jinder Mahal promo along with Alicia Fox.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
Alicia Fox is pretty funny.
So Jinder was trying to be calm.
She was trying to
relax.
And he passed the mic over to her to lead the Shanti, and she's just terrible at it.
Yeah, and she starts getting excited, and then Jinder's like, hold on, stop. And then he starts talking trash to people in the audience.
You, next to that fat guy. Oh, it sucks, man. In like 20 years, you're not going to be able to call people fat. So I'm enjoying it while I can. And then he said, you, that guy with the beard. No, next to your boyfriend or whatever. It was a lady that he's talking to.
Yeah, she was laughing.
Cut to her. She's dying laughing.
I know. That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny. I could listen to Jinder talk crap all day long. That was
good.
Funny stuff. I was just stunned. I'm like, you don't really hear him throwing around like, hey, you're fat anymore. He said, you fat guy. Oh, man. See, I can say that because I'm fat and I'm happy with it. Next up, Apollo Crews and Ember Moon
taking on Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox.
I like that they're still doing these mixed tag matches.
Yeah.
This is cool.
And it's an opportunity to get Apollo Crews on TV to show off his immense talents.
It was like a 5-minute match, though.
Yeah, I know. In the end, Ember Moon hits an eclipse on Alicia Fox. She gets the win. Alicia knows how to sell that eclipse.
Oh, I know.
It's great.
I swear they have like a contest backstage or something. Who can sell that thing?
Sort of like Stone Cold and the Stunner.
Yeah, I know.
One is the same thing.
Yeah.
People want to try new ways to sell the Stunner to make it look fun and or ridiculous. After that, we got a moment of bliss with Ronda Rousey. Again,
what'd you think about this?
Kind of weird
overall.
Like, I know Alexa Bliss has some mic skills.
Yeah.
But then it's like either she does a really good job or we get Bayley, this is your life. Mm-hmm. And granted, the writing for that was awful.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like it started out okay, and then there was an awkward bit where she's like, where's my coffee? And I know it was supposed to be humorous, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was, I don't know. It didn't really bug me. Some of the stuff Nia was doing actually kind of made me laugh.
Yeah, I agree. Because when she came out with the puke noises, that was funny.
That's always funny. Puke noises are funny.
But I feel like, I don't know if this is her going off script, but like she doesn't know when to back off.
Yeah.
Verbally speaking.
Yeah.
Like towards the end, especially when Sasha, says,
drop the B word on her.
Yeah. B what line? Let's go to the ring and settle it.
I love that bit, but you're right. And then Nia
chimes in with something. I'm like, why do you have to say anything?
I'm the bitch, not a,
I'm the
not,
B,
I'm
not a B.
Yeah.
It's like, why? That doesn't add anything to anything.
It really didn't. It really didn't. And then
so they were like, Sasha was really good in this segment.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. So Alexa brings out Ronda.
Ronda says, essentially, I want to be a champion everybody can be proud of. So I want to have my next match against someone who's more athletic than Charlotte, is more of a Cinderella story than Becky Lynch, the unsung hero of the Raw Women's Division, Sasha Banks. And Alexa goes, Sasha, I thought you were talking about me.
Yeah, that was a good bit.
And then that's when Nia comes from backstage.
Yeah.
Making barf noises because she was disgusted by what she heard. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, what about me, Ronda? Seth got a rematch tonight. Why don't I get a rematch tonight?
Yeah.
And that's when Sasha comes out. She gets in Nia's face. Well, first she says, Ronda, be an honor to challenge you for the title. And then at Royal Rumble, you can finally learn how to lose gracefully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And then Nia gets in her face.
She says, I am 300.5 ounces.
Yeah.
So she's still, hey, you know what, though? She's a little bit better. She's
trying.
Because that's only 18 pounds.
Yeah.
She meant 300 pounds, 5 ounces.
Yeah.
But whatever. She's learning still.
Yeah.
She's learning still.
And then she says, hey, the line starts here. Sasha says, B, what line?
Yeah.
That was good.
That was really a pitch
good.
line.
That was really good.
Because it was so shocking. I was
Yeah, I
like,
know.
whoa, that was like a hard B right there. That wasn't like a son of a B. That was a hard B.
And then challenges Nia to a match.
She just walks down.
Yeah,
the ring.
she just walks down the ring.
Yeah.
She says,
she's like, let's just get this out of the way.
winner,
Let's do this.
winner gets Ronda at the Rumble.
Yeah.
And then, and then we go to commercial, cut back. Bailey and Tamina are down there ringside.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of get involved a little bit. There's that one spot where Nia does a military press slam on Sasha and tosses her on that the ring case.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was rough. And then Sasha beat the 10 count back into the ring.
There was that weird
the
Hurricane Rana off the apron.
I kind of feel like Nia's supposed to fall off the apron.
She was either supposed to hit the apron really hard, or she was supposed to fall off. But she just sort of like, it just looked worse for Sasha.
Yeah.
And I mean, Graves covered for it on commentary.
Try to say that she got sent face first into the apron.
Yeah.
Felt like something else was supposed to happen there.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if but it was. I thought it was an inventive spot. Like if they can get it right, it'd be cool. Yeah. It'd be like, whoa, that was neat.
Yeah.
But they actually gave this match plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
And here, I mean, I actually kind of like the when I think about it, I like the Moment of Bliss segment because it was something you would usually see in the men's division. And because this is the same kind of outlet like a Miz TV, but for Alexa Bliss.
I mean, this is the first time deal.
I thought it was fine.
It wasn't awful.
It was. There was some weirdness to it. There was some wonky Nia Jax performance, but otherwise, I thought it was.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
And the Sasha stuff was kind of.
Yeah, the Sasha stuff was good.
Yeah. Well, when Ronda was talking her up, that still confused me. But I thought she was good. I just thought it was a different way to set something up. That you would typically look if they do this poorly in the men's division, they should do it poorly in the women's division too.
Honestly, the only thing that bugged me,
the
only thing that bugged me about it was the coffee bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's like we've never seen Alexa Bliss drink coffee before. Why is now in the middle of her talk show an appropriate time to have a venti?
Shouldn't that be on
latte
her to do that before the show?
Yeah.
No, I feel you. That didn't bug me that much. I was just confused by Ronda like really playing up Sasha.
No, this whole segment reminded me of an old.
Don't get me wrong, I love Sasha. I think she's great.
Oh yeah, this reminded me of a segment from the '80s,
which is I think kind of why I liked it a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate that aspect.
Yeah,
of it.
sure.
Yeah. Or it was by and large just that one camera shot.
Yeah, right.
Even though it was on the ramp.
And there was just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I was like, that's one way to get everybody involved. Just throw them all out there.
Yeah.
And have them talk to each other.
So it's like a lot of Raw. There's some aspects of the segment that worked, some that didn't.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And I was actually kind of surprised they minimized Alexa's involvement beyond just introducing the segment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, Sasha versus Nia. Nia thought she had it won, hitting a Samoan drop. Sasha gets her foot on the rope. And in the end, Nia taps out to the bank statement.
Clean, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was a good.
Moving on from Nia and Ronda.
I think Ronda should be a fun match at the Rumble. I'm glad that Sasha's getting a title match.
Same.
I mean, she's obviously going to lose it.
Yeah.
But it should be one of the better Ronda Rousey matches that we'll get for a while. I mean, it'll be at least on par with that Natalia match she had on Raw.
Oh, yeah.
So that should be good.
And depending on how far they let them go, it could be on par with her match against Charlotte.
I think so. Yeah, no, I love Sasha. I think she's great. I think she's absolutely great. I think that she's been one of the more wasted talents.
Yeah,
in
she's
the
been
women's
really
division.
underutilized. Yeah,
she's been super underutilized. I hope they get those tag titles. I hope they make a big deal about the tag titles.
Yes.
And those tag titles are going to be above brand, right?
I would hope so.
I would think they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love to see Sasha and Bailey going to a bunch of different brands, including NXT.
Yes,
it'd be fantastic.
Yes.
Moving on. Then we had our main event.
Yeah. Seth comes out, Dean comes out first. Seth attacks him before he makes it to the ring, walking down the ramp. So they brawl. Is this when Seth does did Seth do the little moonsault deal in the opening match? I feel like he did it here.
I'm probably here. I honestly don't remember.
I don't remember either. Anyways, that was cool. Someone pointed out in Super Chat that it's like a golden triangle, like Kota Ibushi's moonsault. Which
Yeah.
So they end up fighting around the ringside area. They go back.
That was in the 6-man.
Okay.
It was in the 6-man.
Yeah, because I felt like he took out more than one person.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. They fight backstage. Seth tries to smash Ambrose between a road case and some metal stuff. Dean gets out of the way. They go up and brawl on another road case. Seth tries to powerbomb instead. He gets his face smashed into it. They brawl all backstage. They make it back out towards the stands. They're brawling in the stands. Seth jumps off something, of course, onto Dean. Eventually, they make it back towards the ringside area. Dean pulls back the padding ringside, exposing the concrete. He goes for a dirty deeds, just like the night he turned on Seth. Instead, Seth reverses it into a backdrop. Back in the ring, Seth hits the superplex. I didn't think Dean sold that spot that very well. He was right back up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like, sell that. That's supposed to be bone and flesh on concrete.
No, yeah.
But he just like got right back up and rolled back into the ring.
Yeah.
He's kind of staggering around a little bit.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel like they're taking like they're sort of taking the concrete for granted these days.
I know.
Because they do it especially in NXT. They do it a bunch. Well, Gargano and Ciampa. They seem to do it every match.
So back in the ring, Seth hits the superplex and then follows up with a buckle bomb instead of a Falcon Arrow. Super kick and stomp, goes for the cover, and then he's pulled out of the ring by Bobby Lashley.
Did you mention the being put through the announcer's table?
No, it happened during commercial.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they showed it, but there was a body slam on the announce table.
That announce table just crumbled. That was great.
Yeah.
That was a really effective spot. During commercial. I know. So then Lashley starts beating up Seth all around the ring side, drove him to the barricade a couple times. Back of the ring, hits the finisher, follows up with a spear, and then Dean crawls over, drapes one arm over Seth, gets the cover and the win, and then Lashley muscled up Seth and just put him right through a table. Yeah.
So imagine we'll have some feud between Lashley and Seth leading up to the Rumble, probably a spot at the Rumble, and then between the two of them, and then a match afterwards. After Seth wins the Rumble.
This should probably be the main event for the go-home for the Rumble, I would think.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're making kind of a big deal about it. I like that they're making Lashley and Leo Rush much less comedic and more just of a...
menacing.
Again, his new shirt, though. What are they doing over there in their design? They're
not really doing anything good. It's not good, man.
It's not good.
None of it's good.
Can we move to Stamford and take over their merch division?
Sure.
Let's hire some cool artists, man. That's what they got to do.
I know.
Outsource.
Whoever does the Seth's merch for his wrestling school, hire the guy that does Pete Dunne's stuff.
Yeah. There you go. Done. Yeah, man.
Then everybody's going to have great-looking merch.
You know who they should be going after? Not Kenny Omega. They should be going after whoever does the Elite's merchandise. Those little animal ones.
Oh, those are good-looking illustrations, yeah.
Hire away. Why don't they try to poach some graphic design talent from New Japan?
There you go.
How about that?
Yeah, they got great-looking shirts for the most part.
Great-looking shirts.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with the Bullet Club design logo, poach that guy.
There you go.
Bring him into the fold.
There you go. So all in all, some good, some bad, some weird. Typical episode of Raw in that respect.
Yeah, pretty much. A lot of weird though, but there was good. There was good too.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna crap all.
And Seth is really taking this opportunity to kind of provide some edge to his character and really run with it.
Yeah, he's growing out the beard too. The beard is getting longer. It's getting fluffier. It looks a little more edgy, like you said. And really like the MVP of the show, man. Like he killed it during that 6-man. There's just so much intensity there. You can tell now.
Yes.
And you could tell both Seth and Dean, they wanted to make up for that TLC match.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great.
All right. Super chat times. Joe Juarez. Hey, girlfriends. Last night was something else. Alabama got wrecked so hard I found it funny. The Alabama lost to Clemson. Bad.
I heard about that.
Bad.
Yeah. If I cared about college football,
End of the Alabama dynasty, yes or no?
I'd feel so. I don't know. Who's their coach?
Nick Saban.
It's still Nick Saban?
Yeah.
That guy, he's like
they go to the national championship every year, so no, dynasty not dead.
Yeah.
They'll be there again next year.
Okay.
Probably against Clemson.
Cool.
Brandon Garza. Are we not talking about Seth's Golden Triangle?
We did. We did.
Sammy Garcia. Thank you, Larson, for the Survivor Series 98 recommendation on Sunday. No problem. It's the best pay-per-view ever.
Could be.
Josh Little. Are you ready for the All Elite Wrestling announcement later today? Yeah, we're going to be doing a reaction live stream.
Oh, we should have mentioned it at the head of the show.
We're mentioning it now. It starts at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
So we'll either just do it in front of Steve's desk. We'll just watch it and talk about it while it's happening.
Yeah. Because we're also going to stream WeBook Raw today.
Yes.
Let's see here. I'm moving over to the Discord. You can get access to the amazing Going In Raw Discord for $1 on the Patreon. Jimmy Thomas, kayfabe reason.
Mm-hmm.
Why during a feud we don't see more run-ins from behind. Dean, that was one wonky thing though during that main event. Dean came out first, even though he was the champion.
Yeah.
And Seth, just so that Seth could attack him from behind, he hit the breakout button.
Yes, he did.
Kayfabe is because they've locked down Gorilla a lot more. They locked down the Gorilla position. They have more local enhancement talent. Alex C. Pick 2 NXT men and women for the Rumble.
Sorry, say again.
two NXT men and 2 NXT women for the Rumble. Cassius Ohno has to be in the Rumble. He has to be in the Rumble. That guy needs a main roster
Cassius
moment.
Ohno and Matt Riddle.
Oh, that's good.
That way you have them out there and together, and they can eliminate each other and add to their feud in NXT.
I love it. I think that's great.
And 2 women?
Yeah.
Bianca Belair.
Good.
And Io Shirai.
Okay. That's good, too. I was going to say Shayna. I think Shayna would be good. Let's see here. Diddly Doodler, would you like to see a return of matches with time limits? After Homecoming, I remember John Morrison versus some jobber in a 15 Minutes of Fame match, which had a 15-minute time limit, and I think it ran out, and the jobber. If it ran out, the jobber won. I like. You're always a big fan of the Beat the Clock challenge.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see come back.
Yes. KJ, if the Royal Rumble was a shoot, who would win? So Brock's not in the Rumble.
That's a tough thing, man. So, number one, if it's a shoot, how many people are still in the ring by the time number 30 comes out? Would it be the same as like a normal Rumble? Would it be a lot more, a lot less?
Probably be a lot more.
You think so?
Because there'd be a lot of awkward fighting.
Yeah.
Unless Dan Severn was in it, then he'd eliminate everybody.
So I think the closest comparison would be group UFC, group MMA.
Yeah.
Remember we watched, it was like from Russia or something like that?
Yeah.
Where it was like 6 guys versus 6 guys. And it was like legit MMA fighting, but tornado style in group form. What is that? And it was amazing too, because it was done in like 3 minutes. Because as soon as one guy's down, your team is done, because then it's double team, double team, double team, double team.
Yeah.
Or it goes to double team, triple team, quadruple team.
Yeah,
man. That's good.
All right, we need an answer though.
To what now?
Lashley.
Who would shoot win?
He's got tons of MMA experience.
Yeah, Lashley.
That'd be my pick.
I kind of feel like it depends on where you enter.
Oh, it still does, yeah.
Like big time.
Steve is undisputed. What time is the Ichtway stream? To be decided. I don't know if we can get all our prep work done in advance of the AEW thing. It would probably be advantageous to do it before.
I would think probably noon 30.
Yeah,
like
12:30. That would be a wise choice.
I just have to cut the Seth promo really quick.
Yeah, I got the other one cut.
Okay, cool.
Jason Dwyer, power rank 5 superstars that could legit take Brock.
Matt Riddle.
Yeah,
he seems to think he could.
Oh, Matt Riddle could win the shoot
legit.
Rumble.
Yeah. He totally could, because he's all like wiry and stuff.
Yeah.
Who could beat Brock? Well, we know Braun can't.
No. What was Lashley's punching power like in Strikeforce?
Don't know.
Because that'd be the thing. That's Brock's kind of weakness, is that he
he
doesn't have that great of a jaw.
Yeah.
So you need someone with some punching and or kicking power.
Aleister Black. No, I'd say Lashley probably. I mean, that's as good as answer.
Riddle and Lashley, yeah.
Maybe. Alex Foster, if you guys had managers who, instead of building you up, constantly made fun of you, which wrestler manager would you choose? That'd be terrible managing skills, though.
Yeah.
Just a guy walking around like making fun of me. It'd be John Cena. I'd constantly have cry face. I'd be like, look at that guy. He looks like me, but fat. I'd be like, why would you say that, John? I'm trying.
You're supposed to be my advocate.
I just have a weakness for sweets. Who would be your manager to make fun of you?
That's a tough one.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Heyman. He's probably got some good wisecracks.
Yeah, I suppose Heyman's good. Best friendo Greg Morris, Rude and Gable pinned Drake to get the titles. Then they beat top guys with back-to-back fluke wins. What's the end game with this story?
Oh, I hope it's heels. I hope it's. I think Rude and Gable could be terrific, a terrific heel tag team.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it would like break them through, like the New Day. You know?
Yeah.
Like when they went heel, it was like, oh man, all bets are off. They can just show who they are.
Yeah.
If you give Rude and Gable that sort of, because number one, that Rude is a terrific heel, and Gable has that face that's so like just screams to be arrogant. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And he's another wise guy. Hey, wise guy.
Wolfpack for life. If you were hired to be a person in the background, how would you react to the following situation? So I guess at wrestling, like a wrestling show, because there's some people in the background during the Falls Count Anywhere match. First situation: a superstar walking down the hallway. How would you respond?
I would just look at them.
Do that.
Yeah, nod to them. Yeah, a pleasant nod. Like there's that one video that video footage from my wedding when you gave a very polite smile, but it was a very fake one too. Like they walk by and you go like this.
I didn't point, but I did that.
Yeah.
No way, Jose dancing with a conga line.
I'd get in the conga line.
Yeah, you got to join
dancing.
in.
Yeah,
you join in. A fight breaks out.
I mean, I guess you're supposed to start. You're supposed to break it up.
Well, that's only if you work in some sort of official capacity with WWE.
Yeah.
If you're just some bystander, as
if
background.
You get this out.
There
and
you
start
go.
Yelling
There you go.
World Star.
There you go. Exactly. Yes.
World Star.
Exactly. And finally, Vince Hunter, Shane Stephanie getting out of a limo. I go up and
Start clapping you up.
hand my resume.
Magnifique. I'd hand him a script.
There you go.
Here's a script for a WWE Studios film.
WWE Studios film.
Ted Fugatti. How disappointing was it not to have one single NXT call-up on Raw in Orlando?
Yeah, that was a missed
Doesn't make any
opportunity.
sense.
Missed opportunity. Mr. Lipkin Prime, make a Survivor Series team to face Kevin Owens in the Undisputed Era. What's the elimination order and who goes over? Survivor Series team. So we got Owens and Undisputed Era against whom?
I would say
Daniel Bryan.
Other Ring of Honor alum. So like Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins.
Sami Zayn.
I guess Sami Zayn.
Need one more.
Uno más.
Joe.
Oh, and Joe. Perfect. There you go. The 6-inch Cyclops. What would be the most impactful way for Bray to return, man? I really don't want him to come back in the Royal Rumble unless he's going to win it. Just seems like a waste. Obviously, you want to go with him as Beefy Dub, like we did in Steven Larson Book Raw. Like, the view count on this video will probably be around 20,000, right? Plus, we've got like 10, 15,000 people listening on the audio podcast. Why is it that our Steven Larson Book Raw show is only doing like 5,000 views? Come on, people. This is like pure genius that you're missing out on.
There's some huge story developments about
the
to happen.
Raw Gate storyline is perhaps the most thrilling storyline in the history of wrestling.
It's really going places. Master of memes, Blake Whitehouse. Is it bad that I really don't care about Braun right now? No, it's not bad.
No, man, I'm not judging you. I don't care about him either.
They've done a heck of a job really derailing all his momentum.
Yeah, it's like they've really tried to derail his momentum. Let's see here. Griffin Cologne, sorry. A lot of people in the comments, as well as Steve, are saying they'd rather see Kenny go to WWE based on the possibility of fresh matchups instead of wrestling his friends at All Elite. Who would you like to see All Elite sign to make them a fresh, well-rounded roster and prevent it from feeling like the NWO pay-per-view? Lots of good names out in the world. I was actually having a conversation with a friendo yesterday by the name of Franklin Shane. He threw out some names. Viper, Jessica Craven, Jimmy Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah, it would be great.
He's sort of like it's weird. Like whenever you hear of like signings to like companies like Impact, like I know Impact has Sami Callihan, but how great would Jimmy Havoc be over
be
there?
Something else.
Wouldn't that be something else?
Yeah.
Bring him into AEW. David Starr.
Yeah, David Starr is great. Oh man, I just thought of a name and then I forgot it.
And then of course Pac.
Oh yeah, bring Pac in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wonder if he'd be interested.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, he might just like to float.
Yeah, maybe.
Float afloat.
Well, I mean, I know we heard they want to do exclusive deals, but when it comes to Pac, man,
I'm sure he loves money too.
you gotta make exceptions though.
Yeah, man.
It's a chance to bring Pac in. Heck yes. I'm trying to think who else. I had a name and then I just quickly forgot it. Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know, man.
Bummer.
But I'm sure it was a quality name. I'll give you that
Yeah.
much.
Elliot Smith, hey friendos, new patron with first question here. With Sasha being in the title hunt, Rollins having a more intense attitude, more intensity from Dean, and Lashley actually being a dominating force, do you guys see more potential in this new era that they are working towards?
You know, man, when you put it that way, it's funny. I'm so hardwired to think, they're not going to change anything. But you do. There is some evidence to suggest that they're going in a direction that might be more pleasant. Here's the thing, man. So, you know, Hogan didn't really get a lot of boos last night. There was a pretty warm reception for him. It wasn't like roof exploding, but he got a good reception. There's a much bigger audience out there than what we see on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the WWE just simply needs to do a better job of appealing to their hardcore audience, the 1.5 million people who subscribe to the network, and the people who show up to the arenas to bring the family there, you know? There's a place for everything. I personally think that if you have really, really good wrestling, nobody's going to be upset about that.
No.
You know?
No.
So, but, you know, it's okay to put, I know they want to push like Ronda Rousey because she's a big name, but it's okay in the meantime to also, you know, give some good shine to people like Sasha, to Bayley, to Ember Moon. Yeah. Some really fantastic wrestlers.
Agreed.
And why wouldn't you want Seth to be the focal point of any product?
I know.
Of any wrestling show.
I know.
It's Seth Rollins.
One thing we didn't talk about with Sasha taking on Ronda at the Rumble is how the storyline with Charlotte and Becky is going to play out leading into Mania, because we had been hearing that it was going to be Charlotte and Ronda at the Rumble and then Becky and Ronda at Mania. Is this more or less confirmed triple threat at Mania?
Yeah, it would have to.
Because she still mentioned Charlotte and Becky by name.
It would have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to. Yeah, it would have to. I mean, are we going to get a Bret Hart, Lex Luger situation?
Double elimination or double win? Entirely possible.
Maybe. And then, but then instead of at Mania, Ronda having 2 matches. Or maybe they'll do that. I don't know. You know what? One thing I would love to see is some interaction between Charlotte or Becky and Sasha Bayley. Just give us some hints over the horsewomen stuff.
Yeah.
Give us some hints of that.
Yeah.
And then also, I mean, that's another reason to bring Shayna into the women's.
Well, I thought maybe that's another reason they might have brought Sasha into things as well.
That could be.
Never
know.
know.
I hope so.
$2 super chat message retracted. However, Nate Williams, Dean is awesome and happy when it's a hardcore match. I mean, he seemed more into it. I don't know if it's because it was a hardcore match, because they want to make up for the lackluster effort they had last time.
Wait a second. Max Zero here says, how painful was it to hear that the Hogan lists that dream match in heaven between Savage and Warrior and Piper and Orndorff?
It was Mr. Perfect.
It was perfect.
Mr.
It wasn't
Perfect.
Orndorff.
It was Mr. Perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Is Orndorff still alive?
He's alive.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah. I did think that that was actually something I was actively thinking of as Hogan was talking about them. I was like, okay, I want to make sure all these people have actually passed. Like if he mentions somebody that hasn't, you know, that would be a very Hogan thing to do.
Rich Hardesty, did the camera work in the main event feel like TNA? I didn't notice. I don't watch TNA, so I'm not.
There was one shot. It's funny he says that. There was one shot that I was like, oh, that's kind of old school. It was when they went to like a long shot of when they were both on the crate. They went one shot. It was the camera was like super far back.
And it was a shot of Seth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what
and I
you're
was
talking
like,
about.
oh, look at that.
Where they
That's
zoomed in quite
cool.
a bit. Yeah.
That was kind of neat.
Sammy Garcia, full honestly, not looking forward to Omega coming to WWE because they have to tone down his moveset. People always say that. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
It's not. Buddy Murphy and Damo both do. Like Damo does the one-winged angel.
Yeah, and then Buddy Murphy does a V trigger.
Yeah.
I don't know when he has to tone down, honestly.
think he has to
I mean, he's
tone down much
not
of
probably not
anything.
going to do any top rope dragon suplexes, but he doesn't do it that often anyways. He can
I
do
don't want to see that anyways. To be honest
he can
with
do all his bread and butter stuff. He can still do power bombs and the bit where he kind of leapfrogs into the bulldog. He can still do all that. Mm-hmm. He'll still do V triggers. I don't know if he'll be able to do the full on running, sprinting across the ring in him.
Yeah.
And hitting him. But he can still do his knees. I don't necessarily know what he's going to have to tone down per
Man,
se.
if they let Styles do the Styles Clash, they'll let Kenny do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I think that's a good show. Any more super chats here?
Nope, that's the last one.
All right. Anyways, patrons, stay tuned for post-show.
Overrun.
Oh, sorry, Overrun.
Happening soon, very soon.
I don't know when Hilton's coming back to the office. Really,
I don't
bums
think
me
he's
out.
ever coming back.
He's never coming back, really?
No.
What a drag. Anyways, Hiltontron 3000. Can you hit that music, please? Thank you. Anyways, yeah, like I said, patrons, stay tuned. We got an Overrun coming up. Ooh, it's Truth Exposed Day.
Oh, do you have something for us?
No, we
You
have to
better
figure
get on
that out in the next 10 minutes.
We have to.
I'll figure it out next
Fake.
10, 15 minutes. Oh, man, I'm going to find something super real.
Fake.
That's it for the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.